Set this here and freaking testing, testing, testing. Good, good. Oh, coding overloaded. I guess I should close Microsoft Edge. Work. I don't need that open. Come on. Alright. Let's start here. Alright. Here we go. Let's see. Last time we were... Sari killed herself. The game automatically restarted itself. And some messed up crap happened. At this point, the totems actually don't matter, so we can point them towards whoever we want. It doesn't really matter now. Who's texting? Oh. Coding overloaded. Website corrected with that. Getting these problems out of the way. Alright, there we go. Hi again, SGT fan. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Oh, trust me. I want to. I want to. This game is getting fucking weird. Yeah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. What the fuck did you just do, Natsuki? What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Oh, come on. Like, he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I didn't know if you just planned to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it... Why would I take this seriously? This game was not meant to be taken seriously. And you don't see the end of it. Monica, can you back out? I'm trying to read here. I have a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. Natsuki, fine. Finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Someone noticed the room has been slowly turning in. It's slowly zooming in, like... That is really fucking weird. I'm sorry, SGT fan. Sure, make your comfort first, okay? Nori shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might venture in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right I had to do something like that if you ask. Wait. I didn't mean like that. If you don't really want to, then I forget. So I guess. No, it's not that you're right. I want to be part of this club. So if I don't read often, I'd like to pick up a book. Pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? Yeah, I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. Oh, that is now getting fucking weird. It's now becoming painstakingly obvious. It's at a fucking slant. Alright, but keep your attention so you don't have to usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. Why is this girl accidentally being so cute? Didn't even pick out a book she thinks of, despite me not reading much. I definitely need this. Now that is not only fucking weird, but disorienting now. Phew. Well, you can't read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. No, oh, and it goes back to... Is it back to zooming in? It's back to zooming in. Look, that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I noticed her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious about needs to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I feel bad or distracting her from reading. I check a glimpse of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, it seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused and I probably should have noticed in the first place. I'm just rereading a bit of this, so the book you gave me, right? You want me to read some of it? Not for any particular reason. Just curious how you become two copies of the same book. Ah. Well, I stopped by the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious about Yuri isn't telling me, but I didn't decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyways? I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled The Portrait of Markov. It has an ominous looking eye symbol at the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. Ah, the Holocaust! I see. And the people trapped here have this trait that turned into killing machines that lust for blood. What the fuck? What kind of fucking story is this? But the facility gets even worse and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limb. Those fuckers from Dead Space. I got it. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. Anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Nothing about the fucking limbs. That's kind of fucked up. I thought it was going to be a nice story, so the turn came from nowhere. Ah, not a fan of that sort of thing. No, it's not. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so silent and reclusive to the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. the kind of story that challenges you to look on life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyways. Fair enough. Fair enough. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. I feel like I should let you know. When I let things like books, which in writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets equipped with what the fuck could that say? I kind of regret to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Something completely otherworldly. And please stop if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. It's the least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah, well, that's true. In fact, this will get started reading, right? The fuck was that? I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah. Sure. You seem a little more apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's something that I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if you end up distracting or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. Well, I soon understand that your things about reading in company. As if you feel your presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not the perfectly path. Yuri is in the corner. Yeah, I realize that she doesn't exactly look at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the fooling of your... What the fuck? You just really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here. This should work, right? I slid my disc until it's up to Yuri's and then hold the book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean a little bit over, our shoulders should almost be almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. That makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Ah, yes. A scene from Yuri's Path. We were on Sayori's Path, weren't we? Oh yeah, that's just forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it onto the thumb. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Okay? To turn the page. Oh, sorry, I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's scan and our eyes meet. I don't know how, but I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, just as soon as she finishes the page for me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page and letting it flutter over to her side as she gets the center of her thumb. This might be a silly thought, but character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Is this gonna play out the exact same way? At least to some interesting game. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? Just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Sorry. Thought you meant something else. Something else? Never mind. I don't know why that came into my head. Are you feeling alright? You're a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Breathing is a little... By breathing, your hands on your chest as we feel... Notice anyway. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Oh god.
What are you playing?
I'm gonna do part 7. One of the characters kills themselves, and we have to restart the entire thing with weird crap happening.
Damn.
I have no idea. It was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. It played out almost the exact same way. Are you worried about her? Oh no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. Oh yeah, I totally did mess with her. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd start without her. Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up, I make a mental note where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my leg. Seems like the only one. We'll do Monica last, just because. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. To put it bluntly. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I'll show you mine. It's not that you would like it. It's about as half-assed as, before. It just kind of feels half-assed. Eagles can fly, monkeys can fly, crickets can leap, horses can... that's about as half-assed as a poem can get. At 19.5. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Hey, I was being honest too. Alright. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Well, it kinda has to be credible. To be credible? You gotta make it sound smart. So people know you take my writing seriously. But it's the point of poems for people to express themselves. Your writing sounds make your message, whatever the fucking message was. Yes, exactly. It's not like it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Understand? But sometimes you have to make the message clear. And the other nice thing about simple things is it puts more weight in the wordplay. As I set up for a rhyme at the end with it. Am I playing a dating sim or a fucking... Am I playing a dating sim or going to fucking school? So I have the feeling that's just what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. You didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Nope. Oh, the devil will take that away from her. Oh god. Hey, having a good time so far? Yeah, watching the same events that I did. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new at everything, any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better? I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, keep that in mind. Of course. Or I'll just go with the flow until we're settled in. Anyway. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry. We're all embarrassed today, you know? It's that sort of barrier that we're all learning to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. A hand moniker in my poem. Great job. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why I didn't expect you to go for something so deep, but I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for you to keep everyone's expectations low, so that way it counts when I put in some effort. Ah, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. It'll always work. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Seems writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. No, it's not that she's detached. She's probably above it. I don't mean that as like a bad thing, but sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being adults like that. She's really starved for social interaction, so you don't blame her for coming. Like earlier, I don't think she's too stimulated. She ends up withdrawing and looking for her own time. Suddenly the door opens. Jerry, you're back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? Sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Vodka. I suppose you should go get my poem now. Anyway, I do not want to read my... I'm sorry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Let's read. Let's read. Hole in wall. But he doesn't look at me. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? or they simply palm on flat sheets of paper, the sand, frantic crawling, playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. It's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. What the fuck? So what do you think? It's very freeform. That's what you call it. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. That kind of freestyle has gotten pretty popular nowadays. I thought about poems when putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. But performed out loud, it could be really powerful. That was the inspiration behind this one. I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you should say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, that's something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly, maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets you fixated on a specific point. When you try to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for you. No, that's some really good advice. Thanks for listening. Now the last one. Oh man. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Mary first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. Right? He's going to hate me. Really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. And I guess you're right. What am I being so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? That's a huge compliment coming from you. Especially the first time, really. Huh? Stares at me blankly and then looks at the poem again. Well, I know that. I just met him. Yuri trails off and able to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. There are specific writing habits that are usually typical for any writers. I did that myself. I just learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing style separate from the document matter, and then they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her theater totally changes. Immediately completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something that you can be blamed for. There are different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. It's not like finding them and building them, just getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Sometimes, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I just hope that everyone else in this club gives you valuable feedback. That's okay to be a little bit biased though. Oh, I noticed. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people. Sorry, it's fine. I'm sure Yuri is apologizing to herself, not to me or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as a rare opportunity for her. which itself is kind of funny after all its hustles. Ghosts under the light. The tendrils in... Same one? I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It's too short? I usually write longer poems. No, not at all. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, well, sometimes it's the first time sharing a want to write something a little more mild, something easy to digest. You got a ghost theory? Actually, the song isn't about a ghost at all. Really? So really missed the point. It's often expressed our thoughts and feelings to experiences not work. They usually do more to tell a simple story or paint a picture. Whereas the subject of the poem is only being symbolical compared to a ghost, lingering under a place of comfort and unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solid than putting it that way. I didn't even think of that. It's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours is impressive too, so... I think I could probably learn it too. You think so? Yeah, of course. Ah, you know, it's like I keep doing my best for you as man. Ah, me too. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room, a little more stressful than I anticipated, as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. As if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. Guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is reading her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing them. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration, meanwhile Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language, eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I just could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. That just offended her. Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was just trying to say something nice. Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come up nice at all. I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Oh, fucking really? Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and SGT fan did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly interesting, which I haven't yet. And SG fan liked my poem too, you know? You even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were invested in trying to impress our new student member here. Eh? Isn't that what no, you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that SGT fan repeats my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? How do I know you appreciate my advice? He didn't appreciate... You're just full of yourself. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go on my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't expecting the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as SDT fans started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Talking out your own insecurities on others, I see. You act as really as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking. You want to be edgy, bitch? Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for somebody your mental age to comprehend. See? Saying that just proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves when they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to improve something, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. Do you want to counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Ooh, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let SG2 fan hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over you. It's over you after this. Ah! Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she noticed I was standing here. SGT fan, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. You started it. This is getting... It's been working, but... What the fuck? Well, that's quite a... That's a key. Oh, look. Oh, God. Oh, God. What the fuck is going on? I can still select it. What the fuck? Hey, SCT fan. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay. Sorry about that. Hey, they really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. That's probably better for us to stay out of this. Let's go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president, am I right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to get a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have any people put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. That makes me completely want to spend less time with the others. As you want. Yeah, and suddenly Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, okay. She runs away. Oh dear. It looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth to her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri, I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Yeah, but that fucking argument, though. That was quite something. Please don't hate me. Please? I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. You know I know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me as if she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so you just let me take responsibility. Sounds like you want to spend. Well, you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I just have a chance to discuss my book with SGT fan. It's just embarrassing to be listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? Sorry for causing trouble. What the fuck was that? Alright. Kawaii. There's something fucking peaceful, lust, alone. Clouds. Analysis. Alright. Romance. Email. Yard, anger, passion, adventure. of your cheeks that games explode. A perfect broken bliss. Skin color. Valentine. Pink. Vacation, judgment, officious summer, secretive, vivid, twirl, aura. Alright. Heart, empty, blanket. Sunset, wonderful world. Boot the snoot. All right, there we go. Alright, that's where I'm going to end it off. Yep, this is where I'm going to end it off. Like and subscribe. Out. Like and subscribe. I'm out.